Hi everyone. So we're going to start volume of polyhedrons, and before we go and start that assignment, we're going to review just area and circumference just to make sure you have your, base times height or length times width or side squared or radius diameter, just that little c's the center, just little things before we go into that. So this is going to be a really quick video. I will give you the formulas, as you can see. Square, rectangle, triangle, trapezoid, circle. Circle is circumference, the rest are areas. Because this isn't a polygon. These are polygons. We would have talked about it in the classroom. I might do another video of what are polygons, but they don't have any curved sides. And all the sides meet at a vertex, and a circle doesn't meet those characteristics. So this is not a polygon. These are polygons. Okay. So a square, area side squared or base times height or length times width. A rectangle is base times height or length times width, right? Just again, you've had so many teachers cover this with you, so it's just whatever your preference is. Same for a right triangle, 1/2 base times height, but if the triangle is not a right triangle, we do not want the slant height, right? This is considered the slant height here because this height is slanted. This is slanted. We want the vertical height. So typically H, it's a vertical height. So it's a height that is perpendicularly met with the base of the triangle. Okay, so this would be my base. This is the vertical height, right? Because it's a perpendicular height. So this is the H. This would be considered the slant height. You use slant height, I think last year when you covered surface area, I believe. Okay, so I just know a lot of middle school teachers prefer base height and then divided by 2. So whichever one, I usually cover this just because for the calculator, I just type in 0.5, but to each his own. Okay. Trapezoid, it's 1/2, B1. You sum the bases, base 1 plus base 2, right? This is base 1, this is base 2. Again, if you label this base 1 and this base 2, it doesn't matter. Again, H is a vertical height. This would be a slant height. We don't use that. Okay. And I just realized from your school, your other one, I suppose you might have it like that as well. So it's up to you. If this is the way you recall it from your previous year, that's fine. You can use it. Okay. And then circle, that little C, if you see it, that's the center of the circle. This is your radius. It's half the diameter, right? It's half the length of the diameter. You know that. This is pi, 3.14159. But your phone and your calculators both have a pi button. My pi button is right here. See how it's yellow? See how it's written in yellow ink? So I'm going to hit the shift button. So if I hit shift and then come down to this pi button, there's my pi. Okay, so I'll use that. But again, we're not launching a rocket. If you want to use 3.14, that's fine. If you want to use 159, add the more digits, you just get a more accurate answer. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go over these examples, and then after I have an assignment. Okay, so that'll get loaded. Both of these will get loaded as PDFs, okay, because they're review. Okay, so here we go. Let's just get into this. Okay, so this is a square, right? Okay, everything's in my way. This is a square. So a square is just length times width. So obviously a square has 4 equal sides. So this is 5, 5, 5, right? But we just want length times width, or base times height, or side times side. Either way, it's 5 times 5, which I know you're so quick. It's just 25. Okay. Is that fine? Yes. Okay, here, area, rectangle, length times width, or base times height. It's up to you. 9 times 3.2. Throw that in a calculator. 9 times 3.2. 144. I want the decimal, So 28.8. So far, so good. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here are our two triangles, right? So either the right triangle or the non-right triangle, doesn't matter. Base times height, divided by 2. So it's up to you if you want to write 1/2 times 7 times 5.3. What you see is what you type in the calculator. So you can type the 1/2, see that? And then you just have to click out, times 7. I'm going to redo it with the 0.5 because I usually do that. Times 5.3 and SD 18.55, but let's do it with a decimal 0.5 instead of 1/2. So if you wanted to input 0.5 times 7 times 5.3, 18.55, I get the same answer. Okay, so again, it's just your preference. So that's why I just went over this really elementary assignment with you. Okay, if say we want to use that over 1/2, right? So say you went 4 times 6 over 2, that's perfectly fine, right? What you see is what you type into the calculator, right? That's my base, that's my height. Okay, so what is 4 times 6 down 2? You can put that in the calculator. It's 12, right? If that is not your preference, oops, 0.5 times 4 times 6, there's 12, or you could use 1/2 for, times 6. As you move up in math, what did I do wrong? I didn't even look at the screen. What did I do wrong? Oh, I'll go back and see and watch the video, or I'll rewind it once I load it. I don't know what I typed. It becomes just your preference on how you type things into the calculator, and you have to start paying attention, especially in IM3 with your parentheses. So, yeah. Okay, trapezoid. Okay, trapezoid, it's 1/2 or 0.5. You sum the bases, so you need to put parentheses around that, or you add it on your own. Some students, because the math is really easy, students will just add it on their own, and so I'll show you, and then times height. Okay, so here we go. So it's 1/2, sum the bases. My bases are 3 and 11, and my height is h. Remember, your height is a vertical height. This is called a slant height. If they ever give you the slant height, they're trying to throw you off, or the worksheet was also used for surface area, and that's why they're giving you the slant height. Okay. Vertical height is used for volume, slant height is used for surface area. Okay, so here's where you are. You can go ahead and type that in. So you can type the 1/2 times, now you have to use parentheses, 3 plus 11, close the parenthesis, times 8. And so you can see some students, they don't, it's 56. Some students, they do not want to add the parentheses. And so they'll just say, oh, I already know it's 0.5 times, what's 3 and 11? 14 times 14 times 8. And students will just jump to that, and they get 56. I don't know how, just from years of teaching, some students are really comfortable with trapezoids, some aren't. So again, it just depends how much was covered in your prior years. Okay. All right. You're wonderful with this. Like, it's not even an issue. Okay. I want the pi form and the decimal form. We had just finished trig. So I seriously wrote radical answer and the decimal answer. So after I went back, I'm like, hello, I'm not doing trig anymore. Pi. Okay. So we're going to do the pi form. Okay, so area is, or circumference is pi r squared. So my radius is 9, right? Here's my radius. My radius is 9. R is equal to 9. So the formula is pi r 9 squared. Okay, so for the pi form, meaning don't multiply the pi. So multiply all the other values. So what's 9 squared? 81. So my pi answer is 81 pi. So that's one answer. But now I want the decimal answer. And so that means you put pi into the calculator. Okay, so shift, there's my little pi, and then times 9 squared, or you could have just put in 81. It's up to you. So there's my 81 pi. So there's my pi form. Here's my decimal form, 254.47. Oh, wow. I'm too angled. Sorry, it's ugly. Okay. Okay, so now here, what if they give you the diameter? Not a big deal. Whenever the value is given above the center point of the circle, that is your diameter. So here they're telling you your diameter is 11.8. My radius is half of that. So 11.8 divided by 2, 5.9. So this is my radius. So what is pi 5.9 squared? And so you're going to throw that in the calculator. So what is, oh yeah, so as far as this one, I forgot, the 254, I use the pi button, but if you wanted to use 3.14 times 81, because that's 9 squared, you would have 254.34. Notice we're just off by what, like 13 hundredths? That's not a big deal. Okay, that's fine. So you can use 3.14 if you want, if you don't want to use the pi button. Okay, your phone has the pi button though as well. Okay, you just have to go landscape. All right, so what am I doing? Shift pi, I'll do both. Times 5.9 squared is 109.36. So this is my decimal answer. And what's my pi answer? What's 5.9 squared? 3481. 3481 pi. So I just took 5.9 squared, and then I just threw the pi in the back. That's it, right? I just didn't put pi into my answer because I want a pi form. So really, I just need to know what that squared is, right? Just like 9 squared is 81, you know, just bring the pi down. I only needed it for the decimal answers. Okay, that's it. You're going to do a really basic, I think it has 7 problems. Okay, so it's just these, just to make sure. It's really just, it's really these 4. These are only the 4 I just need to make sure you're okay with, just because of the pi, just to make sure we all clarify, because I'm going to give you the answers. This, like, you guys don't have any issues at all. Okay, all right, bye guys. Thank you.